Hi, Hannah Sutor here, Product Manager for the Authentication team at GitLab. Wanted to record a video and do a walkthrough of a feature we are releasing, the Service Accounts UI. Previously, service accounts have been available in the API, and you may be familiar with them from that, but we have a lot of new UI functionality here, so I wanted to go ahead and share a walkthrough. I'll start by giving a little bit of background on what service accounts are. Service accounts are GitLab accounts that are not tied to a human. So they have different permissions from a human user. They don't follow the same lifecycle as a human user. So often these are handy for integrations or automations where you want something to stick around regardless of who created the account, right? And so these are available in the premium and the ultimate tier. How many you can create and have access to depends on your tier. More about that in our docs. But I will go ahead and give a little walkthrough here. So I am at the top level group and I'm on .com. How you'll see this show differently is that on self-managed, the administration and creation of service accounts is at the instance level. So since I'm on .com here, I need to be an owner of the top level group in order to create and manage service accounts. And how this shows up is that I'm at the top level group now. I have my owner role, so I can see under the settings menu, there's a new menu item called service accounts. So I go ahead and I've already created some. And so here are the service accounts that I've already created. You can create a new one using this button here. Again, service accounts, they cannot authenticate through the UI. So they are API only, and they authenticate with their own personal access tokens. So you can go ahead and give it whatever name you want, or if you want to let us take care of the naming, you could actually leave these blank, and we'll make sure you have a unique username across GitLab. But I'm going to go ahead and create one that means something to me so I can more easily find it. Test service. Go ahead and create it. And I can see it in the list. Now this service account can't do anything just yet because it doesn't have a personal access token associated with it. And also it hasn't been granted any access. So in one way in which service accounts differ is that they don't follow inheritance like a human user. Instead, they need to be explicitly added to groups and projects. So this way, operating with a principle of least privilege, we are giving minimal access to the service account from the start, so it doesn't have access to anything unless you grant it access. So that is different, and you'll need to make sure that you give it access to everything that you want it to have access to explicitly. And I'll walk through doing that in a bit. But first, we're going to take my service account. You can see we have these new menu items here, different things you may want to do with your service account. Right now, we are going to manage the access tokens for this service account, which takes us to this screen. We are still under service accounts here, and we are adding an enhancement where we will have the name of the service account on this screen. That's a fast follow item. I realize it's not here yet, but you can see with this context, we are still under service accounts, and we click through here from Hannah's test service account. So we're adding a new token to my service account. So to remember again, maybe we want to do this. We can say when we want the token to expire. By default, it doesn't get any scopes, so we have to choose which scopes we want to give it. I'll go ahead and create that token. You can see here now it's in the list. So now this token is associated with my service account, and it can actually start to do stuff once it's added to a group or a project. And just to show you here, I'll show you, you can add, multiple tokens to the same service account. So depending on your use case, this may be a useful feature for you. With this list, you can filter, you can sort, you can rotate the token straight from here. You can revoke your token from here. So really a lot of nice management features in the UI for service accounts. So just to show you that that's associated with my test service account, we're going to go back to service accounts. manage tokens, and now you can see we have those 2 tokens that we just created. Let's go ahead and add the token to a group. Go back to my top level. I'm going to go to a subgroup that I have. And I'm going to manage the members and invite my service account. So here's my service account. And then here, I can choose what role I want to give it. This is nice too, because now you're not inheriting a privileged role like a human may have to interact with GitLab. You can really scope down the role that this service account has and make sure that it's the least role needed in order to do the job. We'll give ours reporter, and then you can have an optional date that the access that my service account will have will expire. Once you hit invite, it's immediately added, and we can now see, we'll go like this and look for our service account in here. So you can see that now my service account has been added to the group. It has a token, and now I can start using my service account. And you can either delete your service account or you can remove it from all groups and projects with remove member, just like you would a human member. And that way it doesn't have access to anything, but you can still see its contributions. And we do have an option here too, whenever we go back to our service account and we're managing them. You can choose whether you want to delete it or delete all of the account and its contributions, or optionally as well, you can remove all of its access to the groups and projects and still keep it somewhat alive at the top level, but it will just have no permission to do anything. So multiple ways to kind of manage the end of life cycle here for your service account. All right, I hope this is helpful. I hope the UI makes service accounts accessible to more people and that really becomes a useful feature for you. So read our docs and let us know what you think. Thank you.